Hello and welcome to my Woodland Whimsy Dangles and Tags kit, but it's actually much more than that. I have made all of these things, which I'll take you through in a moment, out of this kit, and I have still got a lot of bits left over. Right, let me take you through what I've made. Let's start with the most basic at first. This is a very simple tag with a writing space on the back, and I've just glued some bits and bobs onto one of the wood slices. Let me show you one that you get with the kit. So that's that one. Next up, I made a hidden pocket, which is going to glue directly into my journal. I can leave a space of that open so I can make another pocket when I glue that down into my journal. And this has got a word, and it's got these lovely little tags in it. So that's that one. That's the second one I made. The third one, I think, might have been this one. This is a collection of tags with eyelets and writing space on the back attached to this bulb pin. I really love that. I love the simplicity of it. I love how something becomes emotive and meaningful when you add a word to it as well. Really like that one. Next up, I think I made the hidden paperclip, which will slide. Where's my journal gone? There it is. Which will slide onto a page in your journal like that. And if you pop it on the edge of your journal, you'll get this nice little dangle hanging over the edge of your journal, or at the other side. It will work in the spine as well, because that little tag, this little dangle here, is attached to this pumpkin. This lantern is a little hidden tuck spot cum pocket, and that fits in there like that. So that's that one. Next, I made a flip with a pocket, and there's two ways this can work. I'll show you now. You can either glue your flip onto this side here with a little seam of glue there, and you've got a nice long pocket there, or, and this is my preference, you can find a page of your journal that isn't used. This is my mock-up journal that I do for all sorts of bits and bobs. You can pop your page over like this so that your flip opens up. You've got that page to embellish, do what you want with, and then when you turn this page over, you've then got your long pocket that is glued on three sides, and you've got room for popping things in there. So that's really nice. And this one consists of, let's get this out of the way. This one consists of a little pocket at the front here that's got our little squirrel and our little nut in. And then when we take this one out here, we've got a sleeping fox, and then the sleeping fox is himself housing this little leaf tag. So there's quite a lot going on in that little flip, and all of this has been made using this kit. And then finally, I've got this one, and I went all out for this one, and I've got a hidden paperclip, which is really long. It's getting into bookmark territory, and it stands proud of the page like that. Inside this bottom pocket, we've got some lovely little tags. We've got a word, we've got a little bit of scrim there just to add some texture and dimension. And then we've got a hidden pocket at the top of this bookmark cum hidden paperclip, with a dangle, with a tassel on it. And as if that wasn't enough, this one is double-sided, and we've got an owl in this little hidden slit pocket here, and a word at the bottom. And of course, like with the other one, you can use your hidden paperclip to store other things as well. So there we go. There are 6 ideas for this kit, and I've made them all using this kit, and I've still got some to spare. So if you'd like to come with me, you can find out how I put all of those things together and come and have some fun with me. So I've got my pieces cut out from the main kit, and I am going to have some serious fun here, guys. The main kit consists of 4 pages and a backing sheet. So I've reverse printed all of the 4 pages with the backing sheet, or thus. You've got log slices, you've got words, you've got these large elements here, and then you've got 2 pages, lots and lots and lots of small fussies, and I've done my inking as well. And in addition to that, for my play this afternoon, I have printed out a sheet of the log slices that I flipped on my printer to give me a mirror image. And I've also printed them out again the right way round. And I've also, and finally, printed myself a sheet of double-sided backing sheet to play with. And I've got all sorts of bits and pieces on camera and off camera that I'm going to be using as well. And I've chosen some vintage looking cotton lace here. I've got a little bit of scrim. I've got some ribbon in sympathetic country type colours. I've got a doily here. Don't know if I'm going to use all of these. I've got my jewellery chain. I've got my lobster clasps and my jump rings and my jewellery pliers. I've got some paper clips. I've got a little bit of leather lace, like shoelace, not lace lace. I've got some small brads there, and of course I've got my eyelets and my eyelet maker, and I've got some bulb pins. That's from my stash. They're the things that I think that I'm going to want to involve when I get going. Right, let's have a look what we're going to do first. Now, when I was first designing this kit, the log slices were central to it. They were my main idea. I thought, oh, how lovely. I've seen some that have been painted absolutely beautiful, etc., etc. And I love that kind of natural interior design. So I wanted to go with the log slices. And this was my original idea. They were simply going to be tags that were kind of layered up with different bits and bobs. I've got a sheet of words here. Softly interchange, I think I'll choose. And I've allowed lots of space around your words here, so that if you want to tuck under, for instance, there, you're not going to lose. You've got plenty to tuck under, and you can snip bits off as well. I'll grab my ink and ink this little word. And then I'm just going to stick this together. That's, I think, as simple as I'm going to keep this one. This is my first idea, just because this is how I designed the kit, and this is the simplest thing to do, and it's really quite pretty. We can add some little bits there, can't we? I could add a little bit of doily underneath, maybe. That might be nice. Let's tear a bit of this off. Let's ink my doily. I need a piece of paper for that. Take the white off that a little bit. Of course, I'm not concerned if it's all tatty and ripped, which it just has done. It can crack on with that. This is not about perfection. This is about having some fun. Let's see about popping that under there. That'll do just fine. So I'll glue my bottom layers on first. And I'll stick my fern on here, going over the edge. I want to be able to see this wood slice. And let's stick this little bit of lace on, a little bit of doily over there, and my little mouse. And there we have a very pretty, very simple little tag that you've got writing space on the back of. Where's my crocodile? Let's get a hole in the top there. And a lovely eyelet. that. And a little bit of something really nice. Now I've got something really nice here. I'm sure I've got some finer of that is what I want. I've got some finer grey. That will do. I'm going to make myself a little loop of that. And maybe a piece of string as well. Just to give it a little bit more depth and interest. If I can get all of these through here, I'll be doing well. Could do them one at a time, couldn't I? That would be the sensible thing to do. There we go. And pop these ends through the loop. That looks really sweet. There we go. That's my first tag done from the Woodland Whimsy kit. Let's have a look what else I want to make. So continuing with my log slices, what have I done with my other one? I had it here a moment ago. Here it is. I've located two that are the same. I printed out 2 copies of the wood slices the right way round and one I've flipped, which we'll get onto in a bit. So these 2 are the right way round and they are the same wood slice. And I'm going to make a pocket out of one of these. So I'm simply going to cut this. You can cut it at an angle if you want to. I think I might do that actually. You can cut a wavy angle, you can cut it straight, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to cut this like this, and then I'm going to, actually what I'm going to do first is line these up like this and then trim this down, because I use my Cricut for these and it's given me a little bit of a shadow area underneath that I don't want. So we'll lop that off. Quite effortlessly, and make my pocket. So I'm going to glue, I'm flipping it over quite carefully so that I can replace it without having to slide it back or slide it around all over the place. And spread my glue about too far and interfere with my pocket. So there is where it goes. There we go. So I've got this little hidden pocket now, which is really rather lovely. I'm going to put this to one side to dry for a minute. Now you'll notice a lot of these pieces, most of them in actual fact, have got this curved area at the top. That's to allow you to make a hole in to attach a bit of string or what have you. If you don't want that, simply snip it off like that. And you can just add some ink and you'll never know that it was there. There we go. So here's my little hidden pocket. I've got this mushroom guy here. I think I'll chop that one off as well. Was this one I was going to use? Yes. So I've got a mushroom here. I've got an owl. And I've got this feather. I don't think I want the dangle option or the hole option on any of those pieces. And there's my little loaded pocket. Now, because I put the one that I hadn't reverse printed on the back, I'm going to use this and glue it straight down in my journal. That'll make a really nice little addition. And of course I've got a word to go with there. Surrender to stillness. Oh, that's nice for this owl. So I'll give myself a word. Trim that down a bit more. Get me ink. And stick that on. I could add a little bit of something, couldn't I, to jazzy that up a little bit. What have we got? I've got cotton lace. I feel that's a bit too much for that. Ooh, you're nice, aren't you? Nice thin piece. Yeah, a little bit of that under there, I think. Oh, I like that. It's a bit wing-like. Let's stick that down first. And then I'll pop my word on the top. I'll angle that up so you can't see the bottom of it. And I think I'll go on a bit of an angle like that, yeah. We don't want everything straight and regimented. Nature doesn't know about straight lines. Even the horizon's curved. There we go. And that's my little loaded pocket that is a wood slice with me mushroom, and these are all little journaling tags, of course. You've got little writing spaces on the backs of all of those. Me mushroom, me owl, and this beautiful, beautiful feather. There we go. That's lovely. Right, let's have a look at what I want to play with next. So I'm going to make a hidden paperclip using all of these guys, or some of these guys, as embellishments. I've cut myself a strip. I haven't measured it. I've just cut myself a strip. I can give you a measurement if you like. It's about 2.5 inches, but it doesn't really matter. We can trim it down, we can do what we like. So I'm going to begin, this is using my backing sheet that I printed both sides. So I'm going to begin by folding this, not quite edge to edge. I'm giving myself, I don't know, 1/4 inch, between 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch overlap here on this longer edge, and then I'm going to pop my paper clip on with the shorter edge at the front. Not that it matters, to be honest. And then I'm going to fold this edge up to the end here, and I'm going to fold this edge up to the end as well. And then I've got this slight overlap here, and that is the bit that's going to allow us to slip our hidden paper clip on. Easy peasy. And when you look at this in profile, you'll see that what we've made is this W shape, this slightly off-centered W shape here. There are really so many options and so many things to do, so many ways that you can take this. It's pretty unbelievable. But I'm going to use this piece here, this lantern, and this pumpkin for this hidden paper clip. And I'm going to trim my hidden paper clip section down just a little bit, like that, so that I've not got it sticking out over the edges so much. There we go, that'll do. Now I can stick my paper clip together with a nice generous amount of glue inside here. And the same on the other side. I love hidden paper clips. They're one of my favourite things to make. They're such a blooming good idea. I wonder who invented them. It wasn't me. I wish it was. And we'll glue all of that together. Keep coming back to those edges and make sure that they're nicely glued. And of course you haven't interfered with your sliding mechanism there. I love them. There's nothing I don't like about hidden paper clips. Right, so now I can pop this bit on. I don't want the option for the hole there, so I'll take that off. And I want to attempt to make a kind of tuck spot come pocket for this section here. So if I hold that over there, I can see what I need to glue. Let me turn it over. I want this bit sticking out a little bit over the top. I want to allow the pumpkin to be able to slide in easily enough, which it will do if I do it like that. So I can put my glue around the edge, and I'm just coming up part way. I'm not going up all the way there. And I'm sticking this bit on the front, and I want it to stand proud of the top of the page, so it'll be like a little index page, if you like. Stick that on there like that. While we're waiting for that to dry, let's find a word. I've got flow with the breeze. I've got a candle there. That's quite suited, isn't it? So I'm going to trim that one down quite tight. And a little bit of ink. Just to give it a little definition. And that can then go on there. Shall I add a little bit of something extra? It might interfere with my page, but I'm going to go for it because I'm playing. Love this stuff. I think it's called scrim. My mum gave it to me out of her craft shed. That's right, my mother has a shed for craft materials because she ran out of a house. So my stepdad, Leslie, bless his heart, built her a shed for her craft stuff. And so I don't go craft shopping really very often. What I mostly do is go to my mum's and say, Mum, have you got such and such? Which she usually has, 2 of at least. There we go. So there's my words. There's my little pocket. I'm not going to force this at the moment because my glue's still drying, but that will then go in there. And I've still got my whole option here, which I'm going to make use of. I'm going to get me crocodile and a nice eyelet. I have to force myself to use the gold and silver ones, otherwise I'd use the rose gold ones all the time because I love them. Set my eyelet nice and tight there. Oh, I love them. Such a nice, simple little... There we go, and I've got that there. Now I've got this here. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to pop a feather on. Where's my hole maker? There it is. I'll pop another eyelet in just because I just think they look so good. I didn't buy a crocodile for ages, you know. I ummed and ahed about it because it's quite an expense really when all's said and done. But yeah, I thought, well, I never use it. I never really, like, I don't really have the need for one. But since I've got it, I actually absolutely have found the need for it. And it's one of those, it's like, you might not use it very often, or you might not use it for ages, but then when you do want it, nothing compares. It's brilliant. Now I can bulb pin that, or I can chain that. Let's bulb pin, see what that looks like. And I've got lots of bulb pins. You can only buy them in packs of about 5 million. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's really, really nice. So I've got my pumpkin with my feather tucked into this little pocket on my hidden paper clip. And I think we are going to call that a roaring success. Of course, we've got writing spaces on both sides. That looks so good. And on the edge of a journal page as well. That will look, we can slide it that way, we don't have to have it that way, Emma. On the edge of a journal page as well, that will dangle over the edge of your journal like that. That's going to look so cool. Great. Now for this one, I'm just going to make a very simple layered tag on a bulb pin. I've made use of the little areas here for eyelets, and I'm just going to layer these up and I'm going to pop them on a bulb pin. I might add a word as well. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Let go with grace. I've got that one there and that's quite nice. So yeah, like I say, I've given you lots of space here on this page so that you can trim this down as you need to. There may be times you want more space at one side or the bottom or the top or whatever. So you've got that, just trim them down accordingly. So now I can add. Take a tiny little word, you pop an eyelet into it, and it just becomes, doesn't it? It just becomes something else, something beautiful. Where's my base? That way round. There we are. Look at that. Let go with grace. And so this little pile of things now just has got like a whole new meaning just because of that little word. I love this. I love working with paper. I love the emotions connected with working with paper, with like looking at the images and the word that's connected to them. So now I've got 4. Obviously I've added bulk because I've added eyelets, but I've also got a lovely little clinking sound as well, which is gorgeous. I love that. I really love that. I've got so much stuff here. I can make loads of these. I've still got loads of wood slices as well off camera. Really lovely. Now for my next trick, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make a flip with all sorts of things going on. I've cut a strip from what's left of my piece of paper because I want to save that for another hidden paper clip, which gives me this piece here. And I've decided what I'm going to do with this piece is I'm going to make a flip with a long pocket and another pocket as well. I've got enough to do that. So here is my mock-up journal. I keep this for mocking up ideas and things. So let's get to an open page here. I'm going to just roughly decide how much I want my flip to flip out. So I'm going to go to there. I'm going to fold it to here. Like this. I can pop my, which is the side I'm using. Emma, for your flip, decide. I can go either way actually. I could have a deeper flip, have a shallower one. I'm going to go for the slightly shallower one, I think. So the shallower side is the side I'm keeping. Let's open this up again and then decide how deep I want my long pocket. I'm going to go to about there. I'm going to trim this down off camera, and I'll pop back. So that's that trimmed down. I've still got this piece of paper left. I'm going to be using that. I'm going to take my circle punch. Mine is 1.5 inches. I kind of got this accidentally because, well, not accidentally, they didn't have the 1 inch in stock, even though I really wanted this nice heavy duty punch. So I ended up getting the 1.5 inch, and actually I prefer it to the 1 inch. I don't have to make a full cut to get a good size. I can just have it off to the edge there. So eyeball that. I hope I've got it in the centre. And let's get some ink on the go. There, that looks great already. Now I've got 2 options here. I can either have my flip, and my open page, a blank page. I can either have my flip like this, glued down, just on those 2 edges there, and maybe a little seam down here underneath, obviously, and my flip works like this, or I can do this, and I can have my flip opening on that page there, and then when I turn it over, I've got, am I on camera? I've got this nice long pocket here that obviously I would just glue on 3 edges. So 2 options there. Or then again, I could make a little wallet out of it. I could, so many things you can do, so many ways you can take things. I could put a little seam of glue on the inside of these 2 pieces here to form myself a nice long pocket. I could then glue this down into my journal, and I've got another pocket at the side or at the top, whichever I decided, and I would go to the side like this. So I've cut myself a piece of paper from this sheet, a piece of card from this sheet, and I've thumb cut it and inked it, and I'm going to make a pocket there on the front. I'll glue those 3 edges. I've allowed myself a border, so I'll centralise this with the same space at the bottom as I've got on either side, and that's my pocket. And aside from this piece here, which I'm reserving for another hidden paperclip, I've got these two pieces left. Now this piece here will make me a very nice little shallow pocket to go on the front of my pocket, so I might as well trim that down. Trimmed it down a little hard there. Give myself a very shallow thumb cut, this time making sure I get it in the middle. Just a shallow one because I haven't got much to play with there. Just enough to give it a little bit of added interest, really. Ink for definition and agedness. And then I'll glue around my 3 edges. And pop that centrally again. There we go, that looks really nice. And I've got my little guys earmarked for the front pocket, and they are my little squidgel. He's going to go in here. I'll cut his little thing off there maybe, and the same with this acorn. They're both going to go in there. I think I'll pop this lovely big leaf in the back there. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a hidden fox. That's quite a suitable thing for a fox to do, to be hidden away. But not only that, I'm going to make a little tuck spot out of my fox. So I'm going to pop him, I'm going to stick him on, glue him on, so that he can't be seen when this, we can take these two guys out for now, so he can't be seen when this leaf is in place. I've got a big one of those, he might cover it nicely. Now let's go with the leaf. So leaf goes in the pocket there. Little fox can't be seen or can barely be seen, so he needs to go here. And I want this leaf to stick out here. So I'm going to turn the whole thing over together so I can see where I need to glue. And I'm just going to glue around the edges of Mr. Sleepy Fox there. Pop him down low. I'm not gluing my leaf in place, my leaf will pop out. Pop him down there. My leaf goes in my pocket, so you can't see my fox. The squirrel goes in front with his nut. And then my word, gently becoming, is going to go at the front. And what I'm really saying is that Mr. Squirrel there and all his acorns is gently becoming fat for the winter. Let me glue. That can then go there, and I've got a word here, that's what I was going to use, rest in the turning. Find peace quietly unfolding, grace in every fall, that was the one I was going to use, wasn't it? But also I've got my sleeping fox now, so I'm going to use rest in the turning as my sentiment. Do you know what? If I could cut a straight line, it'd be good, wouldn't it? Am I going on? Oh, I needed some scrim. I definitely need some scrim on this little edge here. Where's it gone? Is it gone? Found it. Cut myself a bit. Gluing it on. And my word is going to go on the top of that. Like that. There. So this is my my flip, the front of my flip, and my pocket is going to go either over the page, as I showed you. Let's do it again. Either stuck on this side like this, so that I've got a pocket there, or hinged actually over the edge of the page, so that I've got my, and I really like that because you can't see what's going on underneath, and then you've still got that going on the other page. I like that as a way forward, and that's the way I'm going to go with it. But I'm not going to finish that or stick that in a journal just yet, but that is ready to go. But of course I haven't done anything with this page, and neither am I going to at this juncture. Right, I am going to go all out for this one. This is my remaining strip of card here that I folded not quite in half. I've got a bit more left down the bottom. I'm thinking I might corner round that. I can do it afterwards if I want to. Right, what I'm going to do with this one is I've got two sections of wood here, two wood slices that fit back to back. And I'm going to pop my long paper clip over this folded piece of card here, and then I'm going to glue these front to back. Now I've got a spare one of these, because if you remember I printed two the same way and one flipped, didn't I? So this is going to be the front of my paper clip with that shorter section there. This one that's going to stick over the top at the back here, I'm going to cut a slice into because I want a little pocket. I don't want to have just nothing happening with it when I want to go all out. So all I'm going to do here, let's check how far down I want to come. I want my wood slice to be standing proud of my page. Obviously that will be the top of my page. I'm filthy here. How have I got so filthy? There we go. So maybe about there. So if I put a slice in there, I should be okay. Not going to go right to the edge because I need to glue, and also I'm using a rubbish craft knife because I cannot find my craft knife. I think somebody's borrowed it and not put it back, which is an absolute no-no. You do not take my craft knife. And they have. So there we go. That's going to go like that. Don't even care that that's not straight. I'll pop some ink on the edges. I've got a little tear in that one, but we can disguise that. Often leave me inking till the end, but sometimes there's bits that you can't get to after, and I annoy myself that I didn't do it first. So there we go. There's my front, there's my back. I'm going to glue my front on over the end of this paper clip. Oh, that's my front there with this shallower end. So I want to allow a bit to overhang the end of my paper clip here so that I get some adhesion. There we go, and I can glue the rest of this now. Can you get out of the way, lovelies? We're heading more into bookmark territory with this one, aren't we? And that's grand. This is going to need to keep being revisited so that that'll stick down there, and we can flip it over and stick this guy on, who's going to go at the same level. Oh, way up. I'm going to have to go a bit lower here, aren't I? Look at this, because this side of my paper clip is longer. That's okay, just slide that down so I know that I've got a nice bit of coverage. Sorry, I've got some glue there. There we go, and I've got my little slit there. So this one, everything, well, I'm going to give myself a seam of glue around the edge, but then everything above the slit can be glued, but I can't glue below this slit. So for this one, I'm going to go around the edge. Make sure I put a nice bit of glue on the bottom there, because it's got to stick over that paper clip. So that's going to go here, very much doing this by eye. And so everything above this mark here can be glued, and obviously, and also all the way around the edge here. No, not all the way around the edge there, Emma. Not that bit. Need to keep that open. Everything above in a straight line going up. You've got to keep these edges open to allow your page to slide under. So if you want to, you can do that, and then you know you're not gluing anywhere that you're not supposed to be gluing. And I'll stick this one on. I'm going to line it up at the top. Everything above the slit is glued, and then I've got my little pocket space under here. Take you out. No, maybe I'll leave you in. I can't get you out. There we go. That's glued down nicely over the paperclip on that side. Just keep pressing this down, and I've got this little slit then that's going to house a couple of little pieces, so that I've got my hidden paperclip. It's going to be loaded on both sides, and on this side somewhere I've got my other bit of wood, so I'm going to make another hidden pocket here, and I think I'm going to come up quite steep. I'm going to come up halfway with this one, and as luck would have it, I've got 2 marks on the image there where the wood has split naturally. So I've gone on a bit of an angle, but it really doesn't matter. Narrow seam of glue on this little pocket now, so that we've got as much pocket space as possible. And then line that up and pop it on for this nice hidden pocket that's going to stand proud of our journal by quite a long way, actually. Right, what next? I found a little piece of card left over. So I've made myself another little pocket to go on the front here, and I've inked and I've cut a little thumb hole in it, as you've already seen me do. So pop that on. This one's going right up to the edge on 3 sides. I've cut it right to the right size. I'm going to pop a word on. Let's get a little bit of scrim on there just for a bit of texture. Mess that up a bit. Get a little blob of glue. Stick that on. Glue my word on. There, and I'm good to go with stuffing this then. I'm going to cut some of these edges down and ink them up, and I'm going to stuff this thing. So there we go, I have stuffed it, and I have got one thing left to do. I'll show it you properly in a minute, but if I do not put a tassel somewhere in this afternoon, really, what is the point of anything? And also, I've got so many of them. I've got about 100 of them. Well, less than that now, because I am using them. I've got a lot of tassels to get through. I'm gonna have to use them in every single project. Maybe that can be my thing. There we go. So I'm going to pop a tassel in here. This is really, really lovely, actually. It's turned out, I knew I was going to give this my all, but it's turned out really, really well. Really love it. It's a beautiful bookmark. It's lovely for gifting in its own right, that one, without a journal attached to it. So I've got some things to go in the back here. I've got a fir cone. I've got a leaf. What did I have where? It looked really nice. I had a rabbit up here. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I had a rabbit up there. I had a fern up here. Quite like that. Oh, and I had a fir cone and a leaf. Let's put the fir cone at the back. The leaf has got a nice colour to it. And then I had a mushroom at the front. And I think that looks really super cool. And you can turn it over. And you've got space in this slit pocket here for an owl and a feather, and I think that works really, really well final little word at the end there. And I've got my tassel on. I've got my tassel on, and that's going to make a lovely, lovely thing. Let's see how it sits in a journal page, shall we? So this will then slide down that far onto your journal, and when your journal's closed, you've got that nice little bit of tat at the edge there. I do love a bit of tat on a journal. And turn it over, and you've got this lovely page as well with this extra pocket in. You've got writing space there. You can obviously use your hidden paper clips to store other things. Let's grab this. You can use your hidden paper clip to store stuff as well, to pop other things under. Lovely. Right, let's have a look at everything together. Oh, incidentally, I have still got all of this left over. That's useless to me because it's printed back to front. But I've still got that piece of paper there. I've got another sheet of words there. And I've got all these log slices still to play with, which are going to make lovely pockets, tuck spots, etc. in the journal. I've got all of these pieces still yet to do something with. So there we go. I've done lots with that kit, lots and lots, and I hope you've really, really enjoyed this video. I've had such a fun afternoon. Let's recap, shall we? Oh yes, look at that. Seems like a lifetime ago. We've got all of these things here. How good is that? Really, really pleased. I hope you've enjoyed that. Great little kit. You can do lots and lots with it. I will see you next time, guys.